Alright, welcome, gentlemen, to Weekly Comic Facts number 5, I believe. We're going to dive right in, no explanation, let's go. Maxwell Dillon, Earth 616. If you don't know, Earth 616 is the base Marvel Universe, and he is Electro. Real name, Maxwell Dillon. Current alias, Electro. Relatives, Jonathan Dillon, father, deceased. Anita Dillon, mother, deceased. Norma Lynn, ex-wife, and an unnamed sister. Affiliation, currently none. Formerly partner of Black Cat, formerly the Emissaries of Evil, leader and founder. Formerly of the Frightful Four. Formerly of the Sinister Six, founding member. Former of the Sinister 12. Former of the Superior Six. And former of the Legion Accursed. Base of operations, New York City, New York. Alignment bad. Public identity. American citizenship. Divorced. Occupation, professional criminal. Former linesman. Education, high school. Gender, male. Height, 5'11". 5 feet 11 inches. Weight, 165 pounds, 75 kilograms. Eyes, blue. Hair, auburn, often shaved bald. Unusual features, bolt-shaped markings over the face, and that is his recent appearance. I'm not going to read the origin because that'll be read later. Universe, Earth 616, base of birth, Endicott, New York. Created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. His first appearance was Amazing Spider-Man number 9, and he does not have a last appearance, and he's obviously still in canon. Early life. Maxwell Dillon was born in Endicott, New York, the son of Jonathan and Anita Dillon. His father was often fired from jobs, making them move a lot. One day his father walked out on them and his mother became overprotective. When he wanted to leave home to go to college, his mother was against the idea and told him if he was interested in learning about electricity, that he should work for the local electric company. His mother died when Dillon was 24 while he was working at the electric company. There he had become one of the best linemen. He also met and married a fellow co-worker, Norma Lynn, but she left him when she realized he wasn't ambitious enough to become an engineer and he stayed a lineman. Becoming Electro. One day another lineman got in trouble and Dillon agreed to save him, for a fee. In the process he gained superpowers when he was struck by lightning while in contact with power lines still connected to their spool. The unusually configured magnetic field generated by the wound spool of cable and live high-tension wires induced a body-wide mutagenic change to his nervous system. Dillon found himself transformed into a living electrical capacitor, powered by the microfine rhythmic muscle contractions that normally regulate body temperature. Generally, Dillon's criminal activities were governed by his selfish love of money. Adopting the gaudy garb of a so-called supervillain, the deranged Dillon sought to use his newfound power for personal gain. Electro's first and most frequent nemesis was the wisecracking, web-slinging superhero known as Spider-Man. The Daily Bugle publisher J. Jonah Jameson was convinced that Spider-Man and Electro were the same man, until Spidey defeated Electro by wearing rubber gloves and shoes. He next battled Daredevil when he attempted to break into the Baxter Building, headquarters of the Fantastic Four. The Sinister Six. Unable to best the wall crawl on his own, Electro often sought strength in numbers. Early in his career, he and 5 other members of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery united under the leadership of Dr. Octopus, brilliant, respected scientist turned tentacle terror. The inaugural incarnation of the Sinister Six also included the shifty Sandman, the illusion-casting Mysterio, the high-flying low-down Vulture, and Kraven the Hunter. The villain's master plan? Pummel the Wallcrawler one by one until one of them would manage to defeat him. The outcome? Spidey 6, Bad Guy 0. After the events of the Six, Electro was hired by Dr. Doom amongst others to disrupt the wedding of Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Later he was defeated by Daredevil and sought the help of other supervillains when he created his own Emissaries of Evil. Hoping to energize his campaign to smear Spider-Man's reputation, J. Jonah Jameson surreptitiously secured Electro's supercharged services to battle the web-slinger on national television. Wow, tongue twister. Before an audience of millions, Spider-Man stood triumphant once more. Electro's extended string of ignominious defeats nearly came to an end when the world-weary villain, hungry for respect, attempted to deprive the entire city of power by drawing it into his body. Dylan almost killed himself as a result, again meeting defeat at the hands of Spider-Man. Other Sinister Six incarnations. Stinging from their initial failure, the Six stepped up their efforts, with the half-demon Hobgoblin standing in for Kraven. They planned to hold the world ransom under a cloud of poison gas. Spider-Man was no match for the villains' collective might, but Dr. Octopus deserted Electro and the rest of the team when he discovered he could sell the gas as a cure for cocaine addiction. Without Doc Ock's guidance, the Six easily were dispatched by Spider-Man. A subsequent scheme to destroy their treacherous leader ended when the rudderless rogues went their separate ways after failing to achieve their objective. Electro was also a member of Mysterio's Sinister Seven, created to combat Spider-Man's insane homicidal clone, Kane. However, Kane disappeared, and with no further need to keep the group together, it was disbanded and Dylan returned to his self-imposed exile. Electro's upgrade. This will be the last one, because it continues for a few more column pages, but they're headlines. Electro was once again brought out of retirement by the Rose, who offered Dylan the chance at an experimental procedure to greatly enhance his abilities in exchange for his services as an underworld enforcer. Dylan agreed, sensing the opportunity to rise above his past failures. After undergoing the procedure and dispatching several members of the True Believers, an offshoot of the Hand, at the request of the Rose, Dylan returned to his original plan of taking over the New York City power supply. Once again defeated by Spider-Man, who had donned an insulated suit, a frustrated Dylan threw himself into the Hudson River, apparently killing himself. However, Dylan survived as he reappeared as part of the next series of subsequent incarnations of the Sinister Six, each of which were either defeated or disbanded due to internal conflicts. The most recent incarnation, the Sinister 12, gathered by the Green Goblin as part of a larger plan to enable his escape from prison and destroy Spider-Man. They were defeated with the help of the combined efforts of Captain America, Iron Man, Daredevil, Yellow Jacket, and the Fantastic Four. Electro was hired by Brainchild to free Karl Lycos, aka Sauron, from the Raft, a maximum security prison designed to hold supervillains. Electro initiated a prison break the likes of which had never been seen, releasing scores of criminals. However, his actions also brought together a number of the world's most powerful heroes to contain the disaster, including Captain America, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Spider-Woman, Daredevil, the Sentry, and Spider-Man, many of whom were trapped in the raft when the power was shut off. With the exception of Daredevil, this impromptu gathering of heroes reunited shortly after the prison break to form a new Avengers team. Dylan tried to escape with his girlfriend, a waitress in Boston, but was captured by the new Avengers, the very team he inadvertently helped create. As Electro aged, his power became unstable and he began working for the Mad Thinker, who could help him control his powers. Blackmailing Dexter Bennett, he gained money and his powers were upgraded. He attacked the Daily Bugle and destroyed it before being beaten once again by Spider-Man. So there we have it, folks. The background and a little bit of story on one of Spider-Man's more well-known villains, even though I'd still call him a minor villain because he hasn't really done much important in the Spider-Man lore. What else? Well, that's about it. Most people probably know Electro as seen in Amazing Spider-Man 2 or from his Ultimate variation where he's basically just made out of pure electricity and he doesn't actually have a human body. But that's it for him, and now we will move on to the releases. We have Aru's Awakening for the PC, Mac, and Linux on February 24th. Aru's Awakening looks like it's a platformer, which is a game where you jump and run, basically. And it looks decent from the art style, at least. The art style is pretty unique. Not many games look like it. But gameplay-wise, if you're not into platforms, you won't be into it. It's probably not my style game. Also, you play as like a sloth-like creature, which is pretty cool, I guess, but like I said earlier, it's not my style. It also is, since it's a PC game, it's basically driven by a mouse. So, like, you'll aim the mouse and that's the direction your character will jump. That's enough for that. Next we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the Xbox One, 360, PS4, PS3, and PC on February 24th. Now, it's Dragon Ball Z, well, Dragon Ball, another fighting game in the series. I'm hoping that the fighting is more reminiscent of earlier iterations in the series and not like the last entry, Dragon Ball Battle of Z, because the combat in that was frustrating. It was just a mess, and it was not what's the word I'm looking for? Planned correctly. Let's just say that. If you're interested in it, it comes out the 24th. Probably going to be decent. Story-wise, it's going to be at least something different in the Z-verse. And then we have Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires for the Xbox One, PS4, PS3, and PC on February 24th. I'm not really going to go into detail on that because if you like Dynasty Warriors, you're going to get it. If you don't like Dynasty Warriors and you have probably never played it, you're not going to get it because Dynasty Warriors isn't that great of a game and it doesn't change much from each iteration. So if you have Dynasty Warriors 8, you probably don't even need Empires. But then we have H-Tall Pound Nick, the Firefly Diary for the Vita on February 24th. It's also known as Hotaru no Nikki, and it looks to be some sort of Japanese platformer type thing where you play a little girl with antlers coming out of her head for some reason. I don't know because the gameplay video I've seen is in all Japanese, so there's that. It's also anime bullshit, a phrase that I've heard on the internet that I procure around, which is basically anything that has anime and is anime related is referred to as anime bullshit. Next we have Hyper Devotion Noir Goddess Blackheart for the Vita on February 24th, which is more anime bullshit, but this is a strategy fighting game similar to Fire Emblem. It looks unique to me, at least, because I haven't seen many games that like it, because the play area seems dynamic and seems to move around. Still not my style, because it's like Fire Emblem. I'm not big into Fire Emblem. Next we have Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 1 for the Xbox One, 360, PS4, PS3, and PC. Now, for the PlayStation, for the PlayStation systems, it comes out on the 24th. And for Xbox systems and PC, it'll be coming out on the 25th. Excuse me. We have, it's probably more Resident Evil, like Revelations 1. So if you play Revelations 1, you'll probably pick this up. And if you don't like Resident Evil, like I said about Dynasty Warriors, you're probably not going to pick this up. If you do like Resident Evil, you're going to get it. Same thing. Next we have Rugby 15 for the Xbox One, PS4, and PS3 on the 24th. Not much to say about that one other than it's rugby. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Then we have Star Wall for the PS4 and PS3 on February 24th. I believe Star Wall is already out on Steam, but it's a local multiplayer, meaning I don't think it's going to have online, and you play as flying space narwhals, and I believe you fight each other. At least that's what it looks like from the gameplay I've seen. You just fight each other on varying maps. I mean, on premise alone, it's interesting enough to give it a shot, depending on the price. Then we have There Came an Echo on PC, February 24th. I believe this to be some sort of RPG. Has Will Wheaton doing a voice. I think it's an action RPG. It's in isometric view, kind of like XCOM. I don't know. I mean, it looks alright. It doesn't look like it's going to be a bad game, but I'm probably not going to play it. Then we have Under Night In Birth EXE Late for the PS3 on February 24th. And if I'm going by name, it sounds like more anime bullshit. And it is. But I think this is a fighter in the vein of Persona Arena. I mean, it looks pretty as hell, but I don't have more room for anime fighters, so that's a no on me. Then we have Homeworld Remaster for the PC on February 25th. I'm going to lose gamer cred here because I don't exactly know what Homeworld is. I believe it's a space strategy game. Yeah, so if you're into flying spaceships around and blowing other spaceships up, this is worth a look because it's pretty solid. Also, if you've played Homeworld before, pick that up. It's the remastered collection, so I believe it's Homeworld 1 and 2. So if you had the first two, there's no reason not to pick up the remastered version because it looks pretty. And I think they made some changes to the interface. I remember Total Biscuit saying something about that. And then we have Isbara: The First Journey for PC, Macs, and Linux on the 25th, which looks to be some kind of futuristic anime platformer action game. Yeah, I don't know. And finally, we have Republic Remastered on the PC, February 26th. I can't find any videos that are in English, so I don't know exactly what this game is about. But it's remastered, so it's already out. So, if you know what that's about, maybe pick it up. But I'm not going to tell you what to do. There's that. Now, as for what I've been playing this week, I've just been all over the place. The newest thing I played was Hand of Fate, which is... I'd say it's a card game, but it's not. It's also like an RPG. And it's like playing Dungeons and Dragons with cards. It's fun. I like it. It's like procedurally generated. So you're not always going to have the same game. Because also what you can do is you can build your own deck to draw from. And then the dealer will put in his own cards to spice it up. I like it. It's fun. Check it out if you want. I recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. And also just playing random other stuff. Nothing really new. And definitely don't pick up the order if you're listening to this and still on the fence because, yeah, do not pay $60 for a 5-hour game where half of it is cutscenes. Because all it is single player and it's that one playthrough. Therefore, you're paying $60 for a game where you have no replay value and there's no multiplayer. But that's just me trying to help everybody out. Think that'll do it for me today. I'm working on the creepypasta video. I was supposed to do it last week, but I got distracted with the snow and everything. But it should be up Wednesday. It'll be the first part of Call of Cthulhu. That'll be the next couple videos because I believe it's 4 parts that I'll have to read. And they're all quite lengthy, and I don't want to put up like an hour-long video because people barely watch the videos I have now. So, alright. Hope everybody has just a wonderful day.